I'm going to keep it 100 with you. This is not the way I would make a pilau on a regular basis. But if I had the time and really wanted to make a pilau that's saying things, want to impress, this is the way I would approach it. And I have a whole host of ingredients here that I use for my pilau. A special blend of herbs, spices and aromatics that makes this taste perfect. Now all you know is a breast man, so of course I use chicken breast in my pilau. Bone in though, because I want that flavor that you get from the bone. Now you could use mixed parts if you want, the choice is yours. I also like to use fresh pigeon peas if I'm making a pilau to impress. I'm definitely not going for any processed peas in the tin. Now shadow benny must make an appearance, and for this pilau I actually break my rule of not adding more than 2 herbs to a recipe, so I have some fresh thyme and chive as well. And you know this will not be complete without the bay of all bays, bay leaf, some pimentos for flavor, and then the usual suspects, onion, garlic, ginger. I like to add a little masala mix to mine, it's a nice touch. So this masala mix is really coriander seeds, jeera and methi, toasted and ground into a powder. And added to that, I like to throw in a cinnamon stick as well as some nutmeg. And of course, we must add a Scotch bonnet pepper or a habanero pepper for some warmth, some spiciness. Add in a whole set of pumpkin to this as well to melt down, and that will give the pilau some added sweetness and creaminess. And of course, some good old ruku. Now you're going to see me take some steps that are totally different to what you might be accustomed seeing. But that is okay. I'm going to explain the thinking behind every choice. So to start with, a lot of people would add, a green seasoning, a wet green seasoning to the chicken. For me, when I stew in meat in general, I like to make sure that the meat as dry as possible. This ensures a nice coating from the caramelized sugar on the meat. So to season it, I use a combination of dried spices. Starting with some salt, garlic powder, onion powder, ginger powder, lemon pepper, and paprika. You want to mix that well and allow the chicken to dry brine while you prepare the aromatics. Now because we're using fresh pigeon peas, we have to cook them first before starting the stewing process. The peas take longer to cook than the chicken and the rice. Heat some oil in a pot and then begin to saute your aromatics. And basically this is almost as if you're making some pigeon peas for Christmas. It's really the same process. Add the bay leaf and the herbs. You want to season with salt and black pepper to taste. Add some water to barely cover the contents of the pot and then cover and allow it to simmer for about 20 minutes. 20 minutes later, you want to add the coconut powder. Now if you have fresh coconut milk, you could add it instead of using the water that we used earlier. Add your ruku and the cinnamon stick, and then allow it to simmer for 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, the peas should be almost done cooking. Now at this point, we could remove the peas mixture from the pot to begin the stewing process. It will continue to cook with the chicken and the rice. You want to add a little bit of oil back into the pot and then add your brown sugar. Now this is the point where people who are not accustomed stewing, they get a little intimidated. So if you're looking for a little crash course on how to stew, check out my How to Trini Stew tutorial. I'll post a link in the video description. And once the sugar starts to melt, use your spoon to keep stirring to make it frothy. And if you want a light colored pilau, add the chicken in at this point. I like my pilau to be darker and to have a little more caramelized sugar flavor in it. So I add the chicken in as soon as it goes dark brown. Toss the chicken around and make sure all the pieces are well coated. And once they're coated, you want to cover it and allow it to simmer for 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, you want to add the rice and allow it to fry or toast with the chicken so that the grains absorb that rich flavor. Allow it to toast for about 2 minutes. Then you want to add the peas back into the chicken and rice. Then add a little bit of water, just enough so that the rice is barely covered. Add 2 tablespoons of butter for richness and flavor, and be sure to taste for salt and adjust as needed. Now here I like to add about a 1/4 teaspoon of freshly grated nutmeg into my pilau for that rich Creole flavor. There's a little tip that I picked up when I was in Tobago. It really makes the world of difference to this dish. Now the only thing left to do here is to add our Scotch bonnet pepper to release its warmth, spiciness into the dish. Cover and allow this to simmer on low heat for about 15 to 20 minutes. 20 minutes later, you want to turn off your flame and add in the remaining fresh herbs and toss. Now at this point, you want to cover it and allow the residual heat to continue to steam the rice. Now this is key to get your rice to the perfect level of doneness. Not too grainy, not too wet. In the words of Errol Fabian, just right. And there we have it, you know. This is my ultimate chicken pilau recipe. A pilau that really meant to impress. My mouth was watering from waiting all this time for this thing to finish cooking. The aromas that was filling the kitchen was too much. The chicken is cooked perfect. Each grain of rice holds the different flavors of the dish. The pumpkin along with the butter adds a nice smooth velvety texture as well. And the different spices combine perfectly to create something that could only be described as the real Caribbean flavor. If you know, you know. And a couple things missing here would be a slice of zavaca, some coleslaw, a handful of watercress, a tall glass of ice cold, frothy, bittersweet morbi. Not morbi from concentrate, morbi from scratch, you know. Morbi bark and aniseed and all them thing. Niceness. If you like this recipe, please give the video a thumbs up, give it a share. And if you do try this recipe, reach out to me and let me know if you enjoyed it. Of course, the full recipe can be found on eatahfoodtt.com, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, please take a moment to do so. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.